My name is Dana Johnson, and today I'm making an InDesign software documentation video. The document I am creating is a flyer for a fictitious Yoga in the Park event. The first thing you want to do after opening InDesign is to select Document under the Create New menu. This brings up the New Document Setup box, in which you can alter the document format, but for our flyer we will keep the default settings by just clicking OK. Once the document is open, we want to add a bounding box. To do this, click on the rectangle tool on the left-hand side of the margin. Then you click and drag the box to the size you want. Next, we want to add a 4-point black frame. To do this, click on the black arrow or selection tool, select the bounding box, then click on the stroke menu found at the right-hand side of the InDesign desktop. To change thickness, simply click the up arrow next to the weight box. To change colors, we'll want to select the swatches menu, click on the frame icon, and then select the color we want. To change the fill background, you'll want to find a color that you like. If there's not one in the menu, you can click on the new color swatch menu in the drop-down options. There's several libraries of colors. Click on the library you want and then look through the colors until you find one that suits your design. Once you have found a color that you like, you can click on it and then add it to your document. Once that happens, it also adds it to your swatches menu. You can also change the tint on the background color. To do this, you just simply slide the tint bar until it's the color that you want. Next, we want to create a new layer by selecting the layer menu at the right and clicking the new layer button on the bottom of that menu. Once this is done, we can add a graphics box by selecting the rectangle frame tool on the left. To place this, you click and drag it to the size you want, and then choose from the file menu Place to select a graphic or a photo that we want to fill that box. Once that is done, we need to fit the graphic to the frame by clicking the Fill Frame Proportionally button. Then we want to go to the Object menu, click on Display Performance, and choose the High Quality Display option. Now we want to create another new layer. Do this by going to the Layers box, clicking on the New Layer button. And now we will go to the File menu and open up a document that has some graphics on it that I want to use for this document, for this flyer. Okay, and what we will do is simply copy and paste these graphics from one document to the other. Same as with Word, you want to go ahead and click on it and go to the Edit menu, click on Copy, go to the Untitled document, and then go to Edit again and click Paste. You can also use the shortcuts, and once you do paste that, it always pastes to the middle of the board. You want to line it up, put it in the spot that you want the graphic. We will go ahead and repeat that. You can see the red frame around the box. That means it has gone on to layer 2 with the red icon. So we want to move that graphic up onto the correct layer, and then we go back to our clip art document, grab a new graphic, drag it into place. Again, I went to the wrong layer, so go ahead and drag it up to the correct layer. It will show the correct layer color, which is green for this particular. Okay. So now we're going to do something very similar. We're going to go back to our clip art document, copy and paste. We're going to create another new layer. This actually the layer ended up in the wrong space, so we went ahead and dragged that up into the correct place. I clicked on there and brought up the red box was the graphic frame. Went back and pasted the text from the graphic clip art page, put that in over the layer 3 graphics, again having to move the text onto the correct layer. Go ahead and go back and get the Friday graphic text. It always pastes to the center of the board. I can never get used to that. And go ahead and move that up to layer 4. And then just go ahead and place those so that they look even. You can check and remove your frames by pushing the W button. W will push it on and okay, now we're going to go ahead and add a new layer. Again, dragging it up to the correct place. And we're going to go ahead and add a rectangle tool frame. We're actually going to go ahead and click and drag that to where we want it on the page, and going up to the File menu, you're going to want to go ahead and click the arrow tool so that you can select the box, and then we're going to go ahead and place that where we need it. Then go to File, Place, and choose a background image. Now we need to fit that to the frame. And to make the color match, we want to go ahead and change the opacity with the slider tool on the Effects menu. And that's going to give us a color that matches with the graphics behind the text in the Yoga in the Park and Friday graphics. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and close that menu. Okay, now we're going to go back to the clip art page and choose this graphic right here. I'm going to copy it and paste it to our flyer. Okay, and we want to actually put that on a new layer. Again, dragging the layer into the correct place and the graphic onto that layer. And then we will move the graphic to, whoops, got the box there. Okay, now choose the graphic, go ahead and move it to where we want that to sit, kind of in the middle of that damask marking in the middle. Okay, and just get that in the right place. And you can turn off the layers so that you can see how everything is fitting without those in the frame. Okay, now we are going to add another layer. We got it in the right place, and we're going to add a text box, and we're going to go ahead and place that right in here with the damask background image, and just get that where we want it. Okay. Stretching that, and again, you always have to click the black arrow selection tool to do that. Now we can go ahead and go into the type menu, and at the bottom, since this is a fictitious document, we can fill it with placer text. It's Latin. And what we can do two things with that graphic. We can go ahead and swap the layers, which will give us the graphic on top, which doesn't really work for us in this position, or we can go ahead and turn off the text, click on the graphic in the middle, go to the window, and we can bring up the text wrap box, and we can actually take that and clip that to our menu on the right hand side. Go into text wrap and click the surround, the wrap text around that dialog, and then we can go ahead and that blue line, go ahead and increase the border around that graphic, and then go ahead and turn the text back on, and it is giving us a little border around that graphic. And we are done with this document. Okay, now that we're finished with the document, we want to go ahead and save that, and we can do that by exporting it. So we just go ahead and save as it's in the Adobe PDF print version. Go ahead and hit export and save, and then then export, and it will save your document as a PDF. As you can probably tell, I'm not an InDesign expert, but I hope you can see from this video just how easy InDesign is to use once you learn even just a few of the basics. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I hope you've enjoyed this presentation.